So we've talked about absolutely everything you need to know so far to get plants started in pots. But some of you, kind of like me, I like instant gratification, and maybe I don't want to plant my own pots.
So let's head over to Tagawas and see what they do with planters at their location. They do some amazing things with annuals and perennials in pots. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Luan, the garden ambassador here at Tagawa Gardens in Centennial, Colorado. And we're here today to do one of my very favorite things, and that is to plant a mixed container. When you come into a place like Tagawa's with 150,000 square feet of retail space, where do you start? So we start with our containers. I have put either a piece of landscape fabric or a coffee filter at the bottom of the whole of the container garden that holds in the soil and lets the water go through. You never ever want to plant in a container that doesn't have first-rate drainage. The second thing to remember, soil, the very best you can buy. So we have a container. This is a nice ceramic container which we can use all year round here in Colorado for winter decorations. For summer, spring, and fall, there's no way that a container with nice ceramic finish won't pay off. You can also use terracotta, but because they breathe so much, because they let moisture out, you're going to find they're a little bit harder to maintain. So we have, in this case, our ceramic container. You want to make sure you have that good soil, and I have filled the container up to about there with soil. Makes no sense to fill it all the way and then have to be digging out to get our soil and our plants in position. So one way that we plant here, and it just makes it easier if you don't have something exactly in mind, is called filler, spiller, thriller. Let me explain. Something tall and dramatic in the center or in the back, if it's going to be a three-sided container, could be your thriller. Something to anchor it down, make sure the plants are well watered before you get them, and save all those tags. That's really critical. If something works well for you, great, you know what it is. If something bombs and crashes, you don't want to go there again, so save it anyway. Open up that root system just a little bit, and then dig a nice shallow hole. And we're going to want the finished line, the finished soil line, once our plant is in the container, to sit right where it did in its original pot and right at the finished soil line in its future home. So that's kind of a small root ball we're going to put down there like that. We're going to put in, I think, this nice salvia. We get a hold of it, take it out of the pot gently, saving that wonderfully informative tag. Tickle those roots open, butterfly them just a little bit, set them in next to our nice spike here, and tuck them in. These are almost co-thrillers. They're almost equally tall, but they're going to share center stage. How about a beautiful snapdragon? Catch it. Oh, lots of roots on this baby. Look at those roots. Going to open it up just a little bit. If you don't do that, sometimes we find at the end of summer, when we go to take our containers apart, those roots have just gone round and around in a circle. So loosen them up a little bit. It won't hurt the plant, and indeed will likely help that plant to grow just a little bit better. Tuck it down in so they're all the same. How about a coleus? You know, coleus now can tolerate a whole lot of sun. So sometimes we encourage people to do nothing but a big pot of maybe 3 or 5 coleus. That can look absolutely magnificent. No wear and tear on your gray matter trying to figure out who plays well with what. You can just mix and match and have nothing but coleus. But coleus also works just great in containers. This is electric lime. Catch the plant, save the tag, loosen those roots. So we have our thriller. This is a filler. It's going to go in the middle, give it some texture and some personality, and then it's just a matter of filling out how many more plants you want. This is one of our new petunias. It's almost black with those little pinstripes. In fact, that's what it's called, a pinstripe petunia. This would look great in a container. Save the tag, loosen the roots. You do get the idea, right? Not rocket science. And I will go back when I'm done here and tuck all this in and backfill the soil. But if you decide that you don't like something, you haven't actually planted it, you take it out, put it back in the pot. Maybe we don't want the petunia. Put it back in the pot. Maybe instead we want some of this beautiful diamond frost. This plant will fool you. Doesn't look very dramatic now, but in just a few weeks, it will come and fill this whole container with little sparkling bits of light. The last piece of our design will be something like this calibrachoa. It will tuck down in there and it will spill over. So thriller, filler, spiller. I'm Luan Aiken. Come see us at Tagawa Gardens in Centennial. We will be happy to help you be green and grow.